before the turnovers, how that sort of led to things maybe getting out of hand early?
Yeah, it's a tough way to start. They came out very aggressive, get to the rim, come down three, so we got to be better. I can't compound the problem having eight turnovers.
Kevin, defensively, do you feel as if it's more of at the point of attack or just like the rotations out of that?
I think they got down here on the pick and roll a lot. They made a scramble. And once they got 2 feet in the paint, we swarming the paint and then they kicking out. They made us work today. They get them credit. They knocked down shots. They moved the ball well.
Kevin, when you guys making the run to get back in, and I think you guys got it down to 3, and then Big hit a 3. How much were those just end of game 3s that they had?
Yeah, they hit some tough ones all night. They felt comfortable all night. K hit that one tough one at the end of the clock, and Malik hit that end of the clock 3. Jaden Ivey shoots some tough ones, but deep ones behind the screen. I feel like they got a couple. Fontecchio got a couple late in the shot clock. They shot the ball extremely well tonight. We knew they was going to come out and play with more sense of urgency after getting beat at home against Utah last game. Being the same exact for the first quarter they had against Utah. And you can tell that was a point of emphasis for them going into the game. They shot the ball with confidence tonight.
The other thing I had was obviously, you build off the numbers, and then I know as a Mississippi, you're like, okay, they're giving me attention. Let me find somebody else. Is that part of what's leading to the turnovers? Is you thinking, okay, they're doubling?
I had 4 offensive fouls. That's part of it. We had 2 charges in the first quarter, then a couple of back screens, and then just missed reads. They got their hand on the ball. I should have waited one more split second. I just think I got to be more patient. It's not like I'm thinking I got wrong intentions, or I don't know where the reads are coming from. It's the fact that I might have to slow down just a bit because teams are going to sell out and do all they can to try to get a steal. They're trapping me up there like that. I got to maybe dribble 1 or 2 more times and hold them and see if they stay in the trap, and then string them out along and then throw it to my outlet. So most of the time I turn the ball over is because I'm trying to play too fast when I see a trap, and I get so excited that we got numbers now, and then boom, they get their hand on something. So I just got to slow down and relax just a little bit more. I'm turned up too much in that trap. So I got to be better. And like I said, if I would have 2-3 turnovers, we probably won the game.
Katie, that conversation you were having with Bud, similar to the one with Nurk in terms of working through things in the heat of the moment, how important is it to have that type of dialogue and to keep it in that moment in time to work through that?
Yeah, it's always great when your teammates and your coaches respect you and they know it's an intense, emotional game. And regardless of how it looks from the outside, we still can have those conversations. We got the microscope on it, so any little big spat like that may be taken the wrong way, but coach respects my perspective. Been a part of this league for 18 years at the highest level, so if I say something, it's not just to talk back. It's something I really feel like that could benefit us on the floor, and then if I'm coachable too, so if whatever he says to me, I try to listen, take it in, and do better the next time. So, but when you look at it from the outside looking in, it may look a little, chemistry may look off, but I just think that's part of great chemistry actually, when you can have those conversations in the heat of the moment and move on.
Kevin, Kate just finished talking about how it's a blessing to go up against you every single time you guys had an opportunity to play against each other. Just wondering, what have you seen out of his growth over the last couple of years? Because he also mentioned that you guys, trained together in the past.
Yeah, that's my brother. I got nothing but love for Cade. Been knowing him since he was in high school, and he's always been ahead of his time. He's just a wise beyond his years as a young player in this league, and could do it all. 6'7" point guard. I mean, is he averaging 10 assists this year? Close. And 20 plus points. I think it's this year to be an all-star and take off and go to that next level. It's always a joy to play against him because we compete, and he doesn't treat me like the old head and take it easy on me, or and vice versa. I'm trying to take it easy on him. We just really enjoy the competition. So it's good when you play against one of your guys. You play a little bit harder when you play against people you know.
2 more, Hayden and Brendan.
Kevin, I know it's a long season, but how do you prevent a loss like this and those frustrations from boiling over into the next set of games?
That's a holiday spirit right now. So you go home and enjoy your family, enjoy this time, and move on. It's basketball. We'll figure it out. We're pros, so we can dissect what goes on and move on pretty quickly. So I'm sure guys, think about it tonight, and then Christmas Eve tomorrow with their kids, their family, and have a good time. So it's a good time of year to forget about the loss.
Brandon, last time.
Kevin, what did you learn about how you guys can match the energy of some of these young teams that you've been facing now that you've faced a couple in a row?
I think we match them. I feel like they shoot extremely well when they come in here now. Last two teams, they hit probably almost 43s on us. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes that's just you being better than us from the three-point line. You shooting better than us. I think offensive rebounds. They had 10 offensive rebounds. They didn't kill us on the offense boards. You know what I'm saying? We turned the ball over 19 times. They had 13. Yeah, I just think that they knocking down shots, to be honest, and it's a make or miss lead. I think teams are just dominating us from all aspects of the game.
First praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Football.
Did
Football
you hit your
time.
face on the ground? It looked like you.
Yeah. A little bit of everything. I'm all right, though.
One of those nights where, you guys probably scored enough to win, but just the turnovers, how much did that impact?
Yeah, I think they definitely had a little impact on the game. But I think it's just our defensive mentality, our schemes, making sure everybody's on the same page, and just being a little bit more aggressive with them. They made a lot of tough shots. They made a lot of good shots. They competed. You got to give them credit too. But I don't think we were as probably into their stuff as we needed to be. At least from the jump. In the second half, we were better at that.
Is that more of seeing it on the threes that they got, as far as what you're talking about, being disconnected?
Yeah, it's tough because, no disrespect to them. We came into it going under a lot of their ball screen actions, and they were just, Jaden Ivey was popping them. Cade started popping them, and it's like, all right. You definitely got to respect them and start going over and start chasing and make adjustments. You got to give credit to them. They definitely came out shooting it well, better than we expected.
It needs to change defensively for that mentality to get to the right place where it needs to be.
No, one's an individual challenge. We all got to take pride in our individual matchups, not rely on help all the time or our bigs, putting so much pressure on our bigs. Taking those matchups personally. And then, two, just being more aggressive, not being afraid to make an aggressive mistake. Sometimes we foul, it's like a soft foul or, and just man, if we're going to do something like this, be super aggressive doing it and have each other's back. But I think just upping our communication will be good.
And it's leading to a lot of baskets. It's making it hard on our defense. So it's kind of it's a double effect. Obviously, not getting shots on goal, and then really putting our defense in a tough spot. So we got to get better with the turnovers.
That was obviously Kevin had the huge night, and so did Brad. What were you seeing with the other guys? You've talked before about other guys got to be aggressive off of those guys. What do you see with the rest of the group in that regard?
Yeah, I thought Tyus, overall was pretty aggressive, had a good night, and played through Kevin a lot. Brad's activity was good. 125 is probably somewhere close where you should win. I think we got to get better on defensively. We got to take care of the ball. That's going to help our defense. We gotta find a way to have less turnovers and better defense.
Coach, obviously the turnovers made it easy for the Pistons to get easier buckets, but when you look at the half-court defense, did it feel like guys were locked in and engaged on that side of the ball?
We had some, a few mistakes, but give, Detroit credit. They do some things. They were moving, set screens. Beasley got some shots. Hardaway got some shots. It was good execution. Give Detroit credit. We had a few mental mistakes defensively that we got to clean up.
And there was a timeout in the third quarter where you and Kevin Durant were conversing. He's talked about how in the heat of the moment, that's just guys trying to work together and push towards a common goal. Is that just another example of that?
Yeah, no, in games, there's things that happen, and, he's the best. He's a pro. He's coachable. You know, if you don't have a few of those, there's probably something wrong with your team. And so there's no, KD's the best. He wants to be coached, and I love being around him.
What can you say about Cade Cunningham, a young star coming up, and he's got a double-double today? What can you say about his evolution from when he started to now?
Yeah, no, he had a night tonight, you know, and he hit the big shot that kind of finished us off, you know, right at the end of the clock. You know, he had some paint finishes. You know, he's just, you know, you can see him growing and evolving. Don't see him as much being in the West now, but, you know, he had a good night. You know, their team had a good night.
Coach, just looking at Ty's stats, he shot nearly perfect, but only had a minimum of, you know, 2 assists. Is this part of what you're saying in the pregame, with that, trying to get him to shoot more and, you know, be more aggressive? That such how he basically was stepping up with both actions?
I mean, you know, we still need him to be an assist guy too, you know, so he's got to do a little bit of everything. So it's, you know, I don't want to probably go too far and then, like, you know, we don't need him to you know, get guys looks. But again, our offense, you know, the turnovers stand out to me, and we still scored 125. You know, so we got to be better defensively. Tyus is taking what the game gives him. You know, he's going to have high assist nights. He's going to have nights. You know, the ball was in probably Kevin's hands more tonight. Just played directly through him. You know, so it was, I think, more just an anomaly than, you know, the Tyus being aggressive message.
Mike, are the turnovers a product of coaching or just play on the floor?
I'm sure there's places where I got to do a better job, where we got to put them in better spots. Our spacing's got to be better. You know, I've got to be a part of the solution. You know, so coaching can always help. You know, so we'll look at it and we'll try and find ways where we can all be better. All right, thanks.
We all silly like the mayor.